we are so pleased to be joined now by the newest signing of Seattle Reign, forward MIa FIshel. She joins A3. Welcome in, MIa. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Glad to be here.
It is good to see you. I mean, we talked about it just before we went live. You're rocking the Reign stuff. You've got Seattle stuff all around you. Have you settled in to
Yeah,
Seattle?
I have. It makes it easier that there's a welcoming team and a lot of great people on the staff to get me all settled in with my place and making sure I get my car here now. So I'm ready to rock and roll.
Okay, this was an absolute blockbuster move that kind of shook the NWSL world, the women's soccer world, because you go from Chelsea in the WSL to
Mhm.
Seattle in the NWSL. I mean, a big flight across two countries and an ocean to get there. Why is this the right move for you now to go to the NWSL?
I know that this is the right move now because I feel like every step of my journey, I kind of had this inner knowing of when it's time to go, when I've kind of hit the ceiling of my development, when I needed to learn, I had the experience. And I hit that with Chelsea. I had an unfortunate ACL injury, and I got through that smoothly, which I'm blessed and grateful for. I learned a lot about being a professional, and now it's about getting back into it. And I think that with how deep Chelsea is, and that fight every day in day out to be your best and uh, make rosters, especially towards the end of the season. It gets ramped up. It's the best players will play from March when I got back all the way to the rest of the season. So kind of hit a spot where I know that I need to just get playing time, get back into the flow of the game. And I think Seattle was the best next place for me.
I absolutely love that. Congratulations, first and foremost, on your entire journey, regardless. But why Seattle?
There's lots to love about Seattle. One, the main reason was Laura. I know how important a coach is to a team, how they shape the culture of the team. And I've only heard amazing things about, what Laura has done outside of the field with this team and making sure that everyone feels like sisters, family, on and off the field. I'm already feeling so comfortable with the team, which is kind of crazy. I feel like this is the quickest I've ever settled down to a team before. And that just speaks a lot to how everyone interacts with one another, from staff to players and to the coach. This is an exciting young team. I'm very excited to get started with them, with Lynn, G, Lou Barnes. I mean, there's so many different players and assets, even like up and coming Maddie Darlene and Samiza from youth national team. I think it's just this team is very fluid in the attack, very fluid in their style of play that's very eye catching for me as a player because I'm the type of player that is very fluid as well. And also Seattle, I'm close to home. This is the first time where I've been like only an 2 hour flight, 2.5 hour flight from San Diego. So my family can watch me play. And yeah, I'm still on the West Coast.
So definitely not the weather because you'll miss the rain in London. It's definitely the family.
Yeah. I heard it's like the same, but I don't know. We'll see.
I hope for you, you get a little bit more sunlight.
Please. Yeah, same.
We want to talk a little bit about your transition from UCLA to Tigres with Mexico, and sort of what you've learned in your career. How you've taken the path untraveled largely in a lot of ways,
Mm.
and you've been so successful. Do you have any hesitations or these easy decisions? Would you change anything?
Yeah, I definitely would not change anything. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. I have grown so much just based off decision making that I think is my superpower and separates myself from other players. And when you do something different, you always get an experience that no one else has. And I think that it's crazy looking back at how young I was when I made that decision, and knowing how much self confidence I had to have to do what I did. And I think that it leads into my game and how I play and how I see myself as a player, as a person, that I think I use a lot in how I play. So I definitely wouldn't change a thing about my journey. It got me to my dream club with Chelsea, and experience that, and then get me to back into the league and able to just shine. So yeah, very grateful for it.
It's been a
I
really
want to ask a little, sorry, Lisa, about the cultural things that you lived in Monterrey when you were
Mhm.
playing for Tigres. You got to live in London,
Mhm.
hugely culturally different. When you were in Monterrey, were there any cultural aspects that you've taken with you, palabras o frases in Espanol that you keep with you that you use, or for that matter, foods and things like that from London that you'll continue to want to find and seek out while you're in Seattle?
Yeah, I definitely have like the best of both worlds as it relates to playing great football, but also being in a different location and kind of what I've gained just by the people in Monterey. That experience, I just can't speak highly enough of that place. I mean, it has a special, special place in my heart. And when everyone ask me about it, I just say it was like a 12 out of 10 experience. Just the people, how friendly it is, the food. I love Mexican food. It's spoiled San Diego's Mexican food now for me. So I'm just very upset about that. And just like the family culture, it's like you get that a lot being at Tigres. And it reminds me a lot of how I arrived here in Seattle, just how comfortable I am. So, I mean, that's a great sign right off the bat. And then also with Chelsea, being around just stars and high quality players every single day. And London's not the best weather-wise. So I kind of leaned on my teammates a lot with going to different restaurants and places. But it just enriched my time there just by getting to know so many people.
So you picked up some different food takes from Monterey to going to London, now to Seattle. But what about in your soccer toolbox? Going from UCLA to playing at Tigres to playing at Chelsea, what are kind of different aspects of your game that you've picked up in each of these spots that now we get to see come all together in the NWSL?
Yeah, I would definitely say that with Tigris, the main thing was kind of the language barriers. Most players did speak English, and then we had Carmelina Moscato as the coach, and she's obviously spoke English as well. So that helped. And I think that whether it was like Spanish or English, it just we knew the football language. I thought that was very cool that we could speak through that and just how we see the game, how we play it, how we want to play as a team. I think that it reminded me a lot of my youth soccer as well, and just how passionate, like it's just so raw in the Liga MX Femenil that I really enjoyed playing in. Just the creativity, the skill set, bicycle kicks thrown left and right, like just no hesitation on being fluid and being yourself. That I mean, it definitely reminded me of UA through U11, and I think that's why I was able to shine so quickly as well, because I know when I'm having fun, I play my best, and that was just a very special feeling there. When I got to Chelsea, it's intense. Like I will just say that the trainings every single day, playing with pretty much everyone's on their national team, an international starter for Chelsea. That was a more sophisticated type of game. I think in the WSL, it's a lot of more of like a chess match and just tactically knowing positionally your strengths tactically as well. So I think that seeing that side of the game as well, more tactically and more sophisticated, has definitely kind of balanced out my game a little bit with having fun, but also being tactically smart and knowing how to break down a defense based off of movement, based off of timing of runs and connections. That I think is important. A lot of film, a lot of diving deep into connections on the field and off the field. So I think all that together, now I'm here in Seattle, and I'm gonna, pick the team's brain, pick Laura's brain, and that's what makes it so special, because I know how Laura coaches just from the U20 experience, and I know that it's going to be something very special. So yeah, I just can't wait to get it all started.
I'm so excited for you. I love Laura. She's such a great coach. She's one of my favorites. I had the honor and privilege of playing under. Now that you're in the NWSL, welcome back to the States. But what are your goals and ambitions in the NWSL? Do you have any? Have you set a bar for yourself?
Yeah. This season, I'm aiming for accumulation of 10 goals or assists. I want to contribute to the team as much as possible, even if it's in build up, holding up the ball for them. I want to be dangerous, breaking the lines. Just trying to quickly contribute to the team's success is kind of my short-term goal. Obviously, this club wants to win. We want to make the playoffs. We want to win championships. So I think all that being said, like, we just want to win. I want to win. I know that this team as well and the coach, they know my ambitions of being on the U.S. Women's National Team. That's a dream of mine, to make that World Cup, that Olympics. So I think as well as, creating an environment where they push me to my best so I can get calls up for U.S. Women's National Team and being my best self. So that's another big goal for me as well.
I love that. Speaking of Olympics, and you touched on it a little bit, but your ACL injury, it was your first major injury that you've experienced. I think this is something that's not spoken about enough, but when you were going through your recovery, when it got down to the nitty gritty, it got hard. What was your coping mechanism or coping mechanisms? What helped you get through it all besides the physical part?
Yeah, I had a unique situation. I tore my ACL with the U.S. Women's National Team in LA. So I was close to home, and I was able to actually do my whole rehab in San Diego. So I wasn't stuck in like London or Chelsea, away from family, which I know I would have had a totally different experience if that happened. So I was kind of blessed with, doing my ACL with the national team, where I can have workers' comp. I have a little bit more option of where I wanted to do it at. Decided to do it home with the best, Brian. We got through it together, and he was such a great guy. I'm a great person to trust with this first major injury. And my biggest coping mechanism was being around family and friends. Something like it, home cooked meals, being by the beach and being able to be taken there to Sunset Cliffs and just watch the sunset and just reflect on a journey that I've had. And I've never had that time to reflect on everything that has happened to me from UCLA all the way to that point. So it was actually a great time to pause. It was unfortunate it happened right before the Olympics, because I was working towards that. But I always believe that everything happens for a reason. And I think with the timings and everything, like, I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. So I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm just thankful for the people that I have in my corner.
It's outstanding. And it sounds like you're very, very rooted in your family. And you have accomplished so much, MIa, so much. And I hope you know how much fun you are to watch. Like, you genuinely just glow with joy. And you're just a very fun player. But that aside, you've also done a million other things, including publish a children's book in 2023. What led you there? Because we got Big Fish, the children's book.
Yeah, that was amazing. I loved writing that book. I started writing immediately after my decision from UCLA to Tigres. There was a lot of talk, a lot of opinions. And I was like, I always think that I have a responsibility to inspire the next generation, whoever looks up to me. We all have platforms now, whether people like it or not, at this level. So I was like, this is definitely a situation I think can apply to a lot of people, and it doesn't have to relate to soccer. It can be any decision making, any decisions that you have to make in life. And it's about autonomy and knowing yourself and knowing that there's not just one option, and it's always up to you to make that right decision for yourself. So it was a very fun book. I love the illustration. I love the fish. It's a kid's book, but I always say that it's also an adult book as well, if you pick out the meanings in it.
Yeah.
I know your nickname is Big Fish, but I also read that you did regularly go fishing with Dad.
Yeah.
Is that a regular pastime with him?
Yeah.
And are you going to be getting back into it? What are we fishing for? I don't know how to fish.
We're fishing for salmon and trout now in Seattle. Fishing is my gateway. Like, it's my time away from soccer. It's what makes me calm, the patience that you get from it, just sitting, reflecting on the water is just something special. And it was special with me and my dad growing up, waking up at like 4 a.m., just being out there in the quiet, calm waters and just fishing was just like, it's one of my best memories, honestly, in life. And he just taught me how to spearfish in Bermuda. So that was very
Oh my
fun.
gosh.
My
Okay, now
big
you're really
now,
dangerous.
he, felt comfortable with me holding the spear and all that underneath the water. So that was so much fun in Bermuda. It was
Has
amazing.
that ever given you any advice while you guys are fishing that you've taken with you? Or is it just a meditation practice with you guys? You just get to vibe and spend some quality time.
I think he always just says just be in the moment and just be patient. I think that's the biggest lesson you can learn from fishing is that you just gotta stay present. You just hope for the best. Sometimes you don't catch a fish and that's the beauty of it. And sometimes you do. And it's just about you going out there, giving your best shot. So yeah.
Okay, but now you're spear fishing. That's a little bit more aggressive than just
That
like,
is, that's a little bit more aggressive, I will say.
how do you spearfish? Give us some tips.
So there's like a rubber band, you wrap it around your thumb and you just kind of like you keep like cocking it forward until it's like your thumb's kind of near the spear, and then you just kind of let go, and the thumb stops the spear from letting go out of your
So
hand.
you got a little trigger going. Get with force.
Yeah, you just hold it, release
Yeah, this is
it,
not a sporting activity
yeah.
I should engage in. No.
Okay, that is so cool. You are so fun to chat with because you are unpredictable watching you on the pitch run around. We never know what you're going to do. Opposition doesn't even know what you're going to do. We don't know what you're going to say in this interview. You're spearfishing. This is so cool. But Mia, the one thing that is pretty predictable about you is we can always count on the big fish goal celebration that comes after you score bangers.
Yeah.
Now, can we expect the same celebration in the NWSL? Are you going to switch things up at all?
Definitely. I think that I'll definitely hit the celebration. I might throw a little dance in there, but you'll definitely see the big fish celly afterwards, after the little dance.
Let's go. Okay, may I make a suggestion for a celebration?
Go for it.
Okay, so I have a couple for you. One is you are the fish, the head of the fish, and your teammates kind of lined up behind you like a Congo line. So it's like a
Okay.
big serpentine fish.
I like that.
But
I like
now
that.
that you told me about spearfishing,
Oh.
I think that you should like pull out the fish and then like, attack a teammate and they like go down and you're like with the fish on top.
I like that. I might talk to my teammates about that. We'll see who wants to be speared. We'll
Yeah,
see.
like a big
I'm
fish,
backing that up.
big fish attack.
Big fish attack. I like that.
I'm here for it.
I don't know, guys. I as soon as she said that, I was like, we've got to get this incorporated after a goal, right? Like we'll see.
If I do it, I'll shout you out.
I will absolutely lose it if I'm watching and this all plays out. I'm just going to have my jaw on the floor, but I will also be dancing along just because.
Dancing along, cheering along, Mia. We are so excited for you to be back in the States playing in the NWSL so everyone can cheer for you with Seattle. Congratulations. What a move.
Thank you. I appreciate it.